minutes, please wait. So do you have a true or spoken? Yeah. Okay. Still, some people might come, but now 3 sharp. That's why we will start. To begin with, we will recite true as spoken by Buddha as usual. Okay. Are you ready? The true word spoken by Buddha, Yuho Okabi. There used to be the light in the great universe. The light is energy of Buddha. People can live by this energy. And the Buddha's energy has made human history. It will be supplied eternally. This eternal light comes from heaven and prevails on earth. This is the light of heaven. Through the prism of Buddha, there appear the 7 colors of rainbow, arching over in the sky. Here you can see Buddha's mercy. Yellow is the color of teaching. White is the color of saving. Red is the color of justice. Purple is the color of obedience. Blue is the color of thinking. Green is the color of harmony. Silver is the color of progress. These 7 colors help each other, and their appearance Buddhaland. Buddhaland is shining brightly because of gathering of bodhisattvas. This is the land of love or the land of mercy. This is the land of peace and the land of teaching. Especially, this is the land of souls rest in peace. Real souls are the children of Buddha. The children of Buddha became real human beings. Real human beings have spirituality. The spirits are immortal powers. The spirits are immortal forces. The spirits are real entities. The physical bodies are the shadows of the spirits. It means you are the boat sailing down the great river. The great river is a symbol of the course of life. Each of you sails down as a small boat. So you need a boatman. If it are not for your own boatman, you surely go aground. This Pokemon really be your mind. If your mind makes a mistake, the boat breaks into pieces by a large rock, and you also need a bamboo pole. This pole is the meaning of the true words. When you go down a rapid stream, you need to punch in the stream. Then you can change your course. The true words mean the teaching of Buddha. Buddha enlightened and spoke the true words, and the Buddha's teaching became a gold mine. These gold mines suggest various teachings. These are another expression of Buddha's truth. It brightens up your days. Or to put it another way, the fruit of Buddha's mercy. All of you, now here, listen to me. Never lose your way, now and forever. The guiding hand has already waved. Please follow this white hand and go straightly on and on. Your lives are not limited to this world only. They have three aspects: the past, the present, and future. Your past have already gone by. Yet still your mistakes will be kept in your mind. That is the reason why you should understand other people, and you yourself should reflect on what you have done. You and others are not different. On the contrary, both are children of Buddha, and the brothers and sisters. Now then, love each other. Let us bring up each other, and it's time to forgive each other. This is eternal law, which penetrates the present and the future. Yes, indeed. The light of the dark night of this world is hell. It is also the same in another world. Since we came down to this world, the sun of the truth is scheduled to rise. Now we are watching the rising sun. It will shed light to the future, to invite the sad people to Buddha. Now here I command. There shall not be conflict in this world. There shall not be distrust in this world. There shall not be crime in this world. There shall not be evil spirit in this world. There shall not be the devil in the next world. Only the ideal one. Utopia shall be realized. All of the people love each other, live harmoniously, believe in one another. The world is utopia. All of us could be the light of Bodhisattvas, believing that the light has reality, believing that the love has reality, believing that the truth has reality. These are the facts that should be compared. We, the light of Bodhisattvas, get together, work together to keep right mind and live in tune with Buddha's word. Here we vow to do so. Okay, hello everyone. How are you doing? Good, good. Okay, sure. Then today we will talk about the secret of life after death. Yeah, everyone want to know, right? What will happen after death? And then I dare tell you that today's conclusion. One conclusion is there must be definitely there is life after death. I mean, spiritual. If you know that, and then what is the criteria? What is the criteria of the spiritual? You can live this world very efficiently, right? So, but if you don't know, you may like waste your time. So that's why this is very important. Know the structure of the spiritual world revealed by only Master Okawa. Yes, of course, I respect all religion in this world. And then they talk about life after death. They said, like, we have been given the eternal life, but no religion knows the real structure of the spiritual world, just the hell and the heaven. And then who can go to heaven, who can go to hell, like that. They don't know exactly. Then one thing, if you believe in only this God, you can go back to heaven, otherwise you will go to hell, like that. It's not logical at all. right? That's why many people nowadays dislike the revision or something like that. But anyway, Master Okawa, he's a very merciful. That's why he did astrology by himself and research everything, reveal what he discovered. And so that's why we can be shared his knowledge with. So this is a good news for us. Okay, so please listen carefully to this one. Wait a moment. All right, anyway, let's start today's one. The secret of life after this. And to be with, we dedicate our sincere gratitude to Lord. Our Lord Elkanah, thank you very much for giving us a great opportunity to learn the spiritual truths. We sincerely dedicate our sincere gratitude to you. All right, then, let's start. This seminar includes some meditation and the contemplation. So, based on this book, maybe some of you already have this one and this one, 9 dimensions, and my journey through the spirit world in Japanese, Reikai Sanpo. Okay, so if you don't have, please give it. Okay, get it. Okay, so you can understand the detailings of the structure of the spirit world. So anyway, and also today I already gave you this one, the map of the spirit world. So with reading this one and listening to this one, and also you can understand what will happen. Okay. Then you don't have any fear regarding death. Death is just graduation of this world. You may understand that. So Master Ryu Hokawa revealed everything. From this world, third dimensional world, to fourth dimensional world, fifth dimensional world, sixth dimensional world, seventh, eighth, ninth. I think I already conducted this seminar like 2 years ago back to review it. Okay, so please listen carefully. Some of you already know, but it is important to know more. Okay, the conclusion first. We are actually spiritual beings. Then we have been reincarnated from this world to another world, and another world to this world. So this world, physical world, is a temporary training ground for your soul. So reason why we came here is to do some training, refine your mind, because everyone has been given the great mind that is called divine nature within. But no one knows that in this world, they forget. Everyone forget about it. So we need to explore. Actually, you need to realize in this world, even in this world, I am a spirit. So then the soul spends several decades in the physical body and return to the heavenly world. After training, we'll go back to heaven. Then heavenly world, spirit world is a real home world. The soul is reborn into the physical world every several hundred years. Then doing training. Actually, we are trainers. This body is just a car or a vehicle you can drive. So this is the basic idea. And based on this idea, now we are talking about why we need to reincarnate and why we are here. and what will happen after death. So, and what is the criteria of the spirit world? We are discussing, okay? So, for example, many famous figures are talking about life after death. For example, you know Dante. He's the author of the Divine Comedy, that is 14th century Italian. So he describes what is the spirit world. So and then he describes the detailing of that 14th century. And also, for example, you know this great person, Emanuel Swedenborg. Who knows that? Oh, okay. Few of them. Okay. Swedenborg, 18th century Sweden. He's a scientist and a politician, and also philosopher and a theologian, author of Heaven and Hell. He also did astral trip. During the sleeping time, he left his body and going to another world and did the trip in the heaven and the hell. So he also describes the details of heaven and hell. If you are very interested in, and you can get this one in the bookshop or Amazon, something like that. You can buy it, okay? So this is one of the figures. And then another one, there are many examples. So Allan Kardec, like this, you know, he's also the French person. Then he did some like the meeting to summon spirits to medium like this. They unite their hands, hand in hand, and they summon the spirit, and then let the medium speaks. Then he recorded. That becomes a book. So he also described what is the spirit world. William Clark, he's also very famous in this country, right? You know William Clark. He's a novelist and also he also did. This girl is not humankind. This girl is a ghost, materialized from another one. He did this kind of experiment many times, but he was criticized that is a fake, that is like the lie or something like that. But actually, he did it. He is a very at that time he was a very famous novelist, writing many novels. But at the same time, he did it with other very famous people. So that is William Crookes, UK. Cathy King is the name of ghost, the lady who appeared in front of the people. Edgar Cayce, of course you know that person, right? Who knows Edgar Cayce? Yes, of course, some of them. You don't know. First time, Edgar Cayce. He called sleeping prophet, 20th century, the United States. And he did many counseling. He's just a photographer. He used to be a very famous photographer. But at the same time, so he did some counseling with people and sleeping and his subconsciousness coming out, then telling the people, the prophet, and also not only the the future, but past lives about the patient. So, for example, one lady came to him, why I got this disease? He said, in her past life, her experience was like work as a soldier. Yes, her past life was a male, and then work as a soldier, killed many people. That's why she got a very heavy guilty inside. So this time, to repent that the kind of guilty, she got some disease like that. Then she did some kind of such kind of counseling at that time. He did. So she's a very very good Christian. And then normally his surface denied reincarnation, but his subconscious admitted that there is a system that is called reincarnation. Okay, so maybe you can imagine what is the heaven like this. Above the cloud, there is sunshine. The people live in this world, live in that kind of world above the cloud. That is maybe the, the image of anyone else, right? This is the one of typical image. I think so. Then another image like this. After this, there is a big stairs and it's going up. Yeah, going to heaven. God awaits you. Or like this, very foggy. Like some like movies depict like this, right? That there is a ghosts, and then they welcome you after that, like this. Okay. Or like this. This is heaven. Tropical island. You can relax yourself. This is also a typical image of the heaven, right? Yeah. You can taste this one in this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Okay. Then, who is God? You don't imagine like this? Yeah, if you go to hell, you can see this situation. Like zombie, like a dead people. Wow. Like this, Ghostbusters. Or like this, maybe. Or this one. Like this. But actually, they don't know. But he can reveal like this. Okay, I will tell you later. This one. But anyway, please listen carefully. What he's saying, what is the spiritual, what will happen after that.
People all have their own thoughts. But while on earth, these thoughts are not realized directly. We often can't carry out what we think straight away. Even if you think of doing a wrong deed, you think back and forth, no, I had better not, but why not? The same goes for doing something good. We find it very difficult to put it into action. In contrast, in the spirit world, thoughts are translated literally into action. Therefore, to think is a serious business. It's like holding an unsheathed sword in your hands. Once you've thought about it, it will slice through anything. You would think that you are to return to the fifth dimension of the spirit world after you die. But once you develop a strong, fierce dislike for someone, and you spend all your time on such negative thoughts, the ground will suddenly open under your feet and you will drop to a lower level. You would literally fall to hell. The ground of the upper realms appears solid, but it's not really so. The inhabitants in heaven all settle in the places that match their spiritual wavelength. But if their spiritual wavelength cease to harmonize with their world, the ground will crack open and they will fall to a lower world. In old stories, the earth split and people cast down to hell. Such stories aren't about this world, but the spirit world. People in the same spirit world may notice that one is missing suddenly. This happens because the person becomes no longer in tune with their surroundings. In the spirit world, it's easier to drop to a lower level than advance to a higher level. This goes for this world. For example, we can be sent to prison if we wish. All we need to do is commit some crime. If we skip the time taken up by the legal process, we can get to prison in a single day. However, it would be impossible to win a Nobel Prize or earn national honor in a day. It would take a lifetime. In this way, in order to gain respect from others, it's necessary to do good for a long period, whereas it's very easy to be a bad guy. Therefore, this world provides a very effective way of educating people. In the other world, people who always have bad thoughts can't stay where they are and fall to a lower realm. As a result, people sometimes disappear without a trace, and others who knew them have no way of knowing where, but may realize that they have fallen to a lower realm. After falling to a lower level, if people do self-reflection and try to restore their life for the better, they can return to their original home before long. But if they continue to complain and be angry at the world for having betrayed them, or say, "Hey, how dare you send me down here? Take me back up," the ground will split again and they will fall to a lower realm. They will continue to fall until they find a place where they can settle down. It's very easy to emit lower vibrations, but very difficult to emit higher ones. However, after many years of diligence, people who struggle to improve their souls will surely find a path for them.
Okay, thank you. Right. Then, yes, what he want to say is, there is another one. Another one. What you have been thinking will manifest as it is. That is good news for good people. But if we are bad people, it's a kind of like warnings for you, right? Because everybody thinks like what you have been thinking will never be revealed by anyone. So you can say, you can tell a lie, you can do bad things behind the people like that. But everything will reveal in the another one. So that's why criteria is first criteria you may know is you should know is in the heaven. Even if you belong to any religious group, if you have a good mindset, you can go back to heaven because what you have been thinking will manifest as it is. So if you think very good things only every day, then that will manifest as it is. Yeah, very good news, right? But if you think bad thing only every day, even if you pretend to be good person, but what you have been thinking is the very bad things, grudge, anger, and complaint, blaming others, then that will manifest as it is. That is called hell. So that's why God has never punished you, but your thought will manifest as it is. That is a golden rule. So that's why we need to train our mind, soul. This is a critical way. Okay, so to tell this, many religious people like Jesus Christ, Shakyamuni Buddha, Muhammad, and other Confucius, and so on. Many people came to this world. Think good, do good. So stop thinking negatively. Stop doing bad. That's it. This is the first criteria. So golden rule. So heaven and hell already exist in your mind. That is the kind of the good news and the warning from heaven. Then let me show you the one like testimony from the member. Okay, so this is also very good news. I think some of them already watch it, but listen to again. Collapsing from the suprachoroidal, yeah, like difficult disease.
What happens after you die? This is one question that most people have wondered about at least once in their life. The only clues we have are the testimonies from the countless number of people who have been through near-death experiences and glimpsed the afterlife. Among those happy science believers, there are many who have experienced this. Amongst them is lecturer Shinji Matsubara, whom we had the privilege to interview and discuss his experience in death and seeing the hereafter. On the night of May 27, 2014, lecturer Shinji Matsubara was taken aback when he suddenly felt his head become heavy. His vision blurred, his surroundings distorted. He felt that he was falling into critical condition, so he asked his wife to call the ambulance, and then he lost consciousness. When the ambulance arrived, his pupils were almost dilated, and he was in a life-threatening condition. He was rushed to the hospital where he was diagnosed with subarachnoid hemorrhage. An operation was arranged immediately. A subarachnoid aneurysm had burst. This resulted in bleeding around the damaged area. Half of his skull was filled with blood clots. For 3 weeks, he remained unconscious. The doctors told his wife he could die at any moment. Even if he survives, he may live in a vegetative state or suffer major consequences from the operations. She had to prepare for the worst. However, after 3 weeks, he miraculously regained consciousness. Around a month post-operation, his fever had completely subsided, and the blood clots inside his head had disappeared. Subsequently, he went through rehabilitation and was able to return to work promptly. The doctor explained, being able to go back to work without suffering any side effects after such a severe stroke is an extremely rare case. He was asked for permission to share his miraculous recovery at the next academic meeting. But what is really extraordinary is that during the 3 weeks from the initial collapse to full recovery, Shinji Matsubara had experienced the afterlife. During your near-death experience, what was the first thing you saw? It was like a garden in the countryside. It was a really peaceful and pretty place. I'm not sure if it was a happy science temple or not, but there was a building where a lot of people were gathered, and I was often amidst them. Did you meet the spirit of someone that you knew? It was as if I met the people that I wanted to meet. I met my grandfather, my grandmother, uncles, and aunts, all who have passed away, and my friends who have passed away before me. What was different about our world and that world? In the teachings of happy science, when your hand actually touches your chest and does not go through, it is a physical body. But if it is your spiritual body, then it would pierce right through. So I thought I would try that first. When I went to touch my body, I was able to physically touch my chest. I thought, oh, so this is the form I've taken on. It's the same as if I were in a physical body. But when I thought about how I am in the afterlife and I'm supposed to inhabit a spiritual body. My hand was suddenly able to pierce straight through my chest. I was also able to physically clasp my hands together, but I could also make them pierce straight through each other. I think I was in the other world for many days, but I didn't have to eat or drink anything, and I was absolutely fine. That was another difference. I also didn't have to sleep, take a shower, of course, wake up in the morning, wash my face, hair, or fix my clothes either. All I had to do was think about fixing my own appearance, and it would automatically fix itself. So there was no need to even take a shower. When I felt tired, the spiritual sun in the sky would give me energy, and I would feel energetic again. This was one of the ways that the other world was different to this world. Additionally, I was able to teleport. When I wanted to go somewhere, all I had to do was imagine the place, and in that instant I would be there. For example, when I wanted to meet my deceased grandfather and thought about him, I would appear next to him. Or when I thought, I wonder how my deceased classmates are doing, I would be where they were in the next moment. Was I able to fly? Yes, I was. What was it like when spirits appeared and disappeared? Instead of appearing in a flash and disappearing suddenly, they would appear hazily like a cloud or fog and slowly transform into a figure that I would recognize. That is my grandfather, for example. The same happened when they disappeared. They would get thinner and eventually disappear. When people on earth prayed for your recovery, how did that have an effect on you spiritually? I heard that a lot of people prayed for me when I was in a coma, and I think it was those people that manifested as hazy spirits in front of me when I was in the other world. When I talked to those people, I received their energy, and that's how I got better. It kind of felt like they were refueling my energy levels. Many such people came to me, and as I talked to them, I received their healing power and energy. I felt my spiritual body rejuvenated and energized. The physical body feels hard like a shell and heavy compared to our spiritual body. But through these prayers, I think my physical body also received the effects of it and recovered. Specifically, the lumbar blood inside my skull got smaller and got absorbed. My fever also went down, and eventually I was able to regain consciousness. I became living proof of someone who recovered from illness. A spirit guide asked me if I would also like to observe the work of the spirits responsible for ritual prayers. The place I was shown was a workplace for the spirits in charge of prayers at Happy Science's monthly prayer ceremonies. There was a round table where about 6 spiritual beings sat. When a ritual prayer was conducted, a cloud-like thing would appear hazily in the center of the table. And when you look at it, you're able to feel it. What you can feel are the thoughts, resolutions, the attitude and efforts of the people who took ritual prayers. What they are wishing for, what they want to do, and what they are aiming for. Basically, you can read their minds. You can also feel whether they are serious or not. You can tell how this person will react and what they will do when their prayers come true. After listening to their wishes, the guiding spirits in charge of the ritual prayers discuss and decide who will do what work. Once the outcome is decided, the orders are given out. Instructions are dispatched to the appointed spirit. The instruction goes something like, a ritual prayer was conducted in the name of El Kanchar. Therefore, you are to do this and that. Would answer, okay, I got it. I will do just that, and everyone will work, making the prayers come true. When I saw this, I thought about the people who say that prayers don't work, or that nothing changes with prayers. Being able to see all this, I thought about how outrageous it is for them to think like that. That prayer is dealt with more care than we can imagine. It will be answered in the most suitable form for that person, and the heavens will move accordingly for them. Therefore, it is very important to pray during critical times, and even more essential to allow the heavens to lend you their strength. What did the guiding spirits teach you in the other world? The guiding spirit said to me, since we have this opportunity, why don't we deepen your understanding about love? There was a mirror that revealed thoughts and deeds, and it showed me things that happened when I was little. This mirror showed me what I had thought and then did at the time. But that was not all. It also showed me the people whom I had a relationship, such as my parents, siblings, grandparents. The mirror displayed how they guided me, supported me, and what kind of hopes they had for me. I could sense all of this just by looking at the screen. I came to realize what I was thinking at that particular moment in time and the effects it had when I said and did those things. Then, the person in charge of me, the spirit, said to me, you lived your life selfishly, didn't you? You assumed things and you did this and that in order to have things your way, didn't you? But how is it after seeing this? This is how they felt as they tried to protect and guide you. These are the ways they were affected by what you did and what you said. I could only respond with, I never knew, I never realized. I learned that although we cannot see the ties between people, everyone is connected. Please try praying. Please pray for the happiness of the person next to you, I was told. So I did. What I saw then was something like a transparent pipe connecting one soul to another. This pipe is then filled with the energy of love, and when you pray, it flows to the other person's heart. This passes from one person to another and eventually flows back to you. It cycles. It showed me that as long as you have lots of love, it will reach the other person. How big was the mirror of showing thoughts and deeds? Even if I were to talk about the size of something from the spiritual world, it can't be measured with a ruler like we use on Earth. I can say the screen was about this big, but really, when I was looking and focusing on the mirror, it felt like everything around me becomes that time or that era. Did the guiding spirits look like angels? In my case, they were dressed normally. I think they did that to match my outfit, as I was wearing white shirts and work pants as well. I think it's possible that they appear differently depending on the person they appear before. What was a memorable scene from the other world? We also had prayer meetings in the other world, and I participated in it. There were still people who had lost their lives during the 2011 earthquake, wandering about lost. So there were spirits who were trying to guide them. Amidst that, there was a rescue unit who came down to earth to guide them, and I was able to see that. And the spirits that came back, it sounded like hard work. They said, it is most difficult to guide people who, when they were alive, had no religion or faith, or didn't believe in the afterlife, and thought that death was the end. Whatever you told them, they would say, you are just trying to deceive me, or your ulterior motive is to take me to somewhere weird and play tricks on me, and they won't listen at all. They keep refuting and say, I am not dead yet. I am still alive. So there is no way to guide them. That's why it's better to expose faith while you are alive, like reading about it in monthly magazines, going to lectures at the temple or church, or watching a movie about it, for example. Then, if you were to be asked, you've seen it on a pamphlet before, right? Or you saw it on a news advert, no? Conversations can then begin like that. But if there is nothing like that, then it becomes really hard to guide them. This is what the Spirit said. That's why I realized once again the importance of having some sort of connection with the faith. How did time work in the spirit world? Time, as well as space in the spirit world, cannot be measured in the way that things are measured on Earth. But I think if you were to ask or inquire what month, what day, or what time it was on Earth, you could find out. In the spirit world, if you felt that the time was going really slow, it would be going really slow. Similarly, if you felt it was going fast, it would be going fast. Anyway, you can't measure time in the spirit world with a watch as you would here on Earth. However, the rules of cause and effect were still in place. I don't think there were any cases where the effect could come before the cause. Was there anything different about the spiritual sun and our sun? It's kind of the same, but also kind of different. It was always shining. If I was to pinpoint the difference, in the case of the spiritual sun, its light soaks completely into your entire soul, and your soul will become rejuvenated and filled with energy. After this near-death experience, how has your outlook on the world and life changed? This experience has deepened my appreciation for life on this world. Life on this world is very precious and sacred. The spirit world is a world of thought, where you are together with people who you are comfortable and familiar with. If you consciously wish to meet with a person, you can meet with that person. But once that interaction has ended, you return back to where you were surrounded by people you are comfortable with. You won't be together with people who are different from you. On Earth, the physical world, there are all kinds of people, experts from various fields, and all these people are living together. You can meet and know many different people in this physical world. So this world is an incredible place to be in. You get to meet the people you cannot meet in the spirit world. This is the virtue of Earth. Yes, a lot of things happen, and life is full of drama here. But there are things that can happen only on Earth. And of course, there is a lot to learn from them. After the near-death experience, it feels like the things that I do in this physical world feel more meaningful. Things that I used to dislike, now I see are valuable. And what is seen as ordinary here in this physical world is, when looked at from the spirit world, is a blessed opportunity and place for soul training, a place of valuable experiences. I have come to realize this, and that has been a very important lesson. Based on this experience, what are you going to do after this? I remember the last words that were said to me at the end by the spirit that was in charge of me. A new mission has begun. Your life has been prolonged until you are 90 years old. You have been given a new destiny to tell others of what you have experienced and to share the truth. Carry out that mandate until the end and live out your life. With those parting words, I return to my physical body. I want to continue spreading the spiritual truths, reshaping myself and living my life based on religious truth. I want to continue doing those things for myself and also to help increase the number of people who do this too. In my case, I was able to have the blessing of a spiritual experience. I want to tell people my story and help increase the number of people who discover their true self and live a life of truth.
Okay, thank you very much. A bit longer, but I think it is very meaningful to listen to that. Okay, so then what he told us is a very important point. What he realizes, physical body is just a temporary one, given by God. Our existence is a thought itself. And then we came here to experience many, to get wisdom. That's it. And then also, what you have been thinking is yourself. That's why after this, he was pointed out by angels. What you did, this is bad, isn't it? Okay, so that will also await you. Don't worry. But if you have occupied a good mindset, you can go back to heaven, blessed by angels. So that will happen. But anyway, physical body is just a temporary one. Then, spiritual body is yourself. That is the thought itself, energy itself. The center of the spirit is the heart, what you have been thinking. So anyone in the spirit world can distinguish who you are because they can see what you have been thinking. Actually, obviously they can see who you are, like name card, your mind, your heart, what you have been thinking. They can see, everyone can see, without exception. So, then, one point in the heavenly world is here. The laws of same wavelength attraction. This is a rule in the heavenly world. I will tell you what is that. Because heaven is a world, it's like this. Oil and water. If you pour the grass that with water, that will happen. The oil become this. Okay? And then separate with water. Right? So same thing goes together. That means like this. There are many communities in another world. So if you have, for example, red mindset, then red people coming to you, because you yourself magnet, others also magnet. Then red mind can attract red people. If you have a green mindset, the green people come to you. If you have blue mindset, you can attract the blue people. That's why if you go back to the other world, you can see the similar people with you. So if you like those people, that is heaven. But if you dislike those people who very resemble with you, and then that means that is hell. So that's why we need to train ourselves to be good. So this is the starting point that another world separated like each other. Community. So let's start from this three-dimensional world. This one is a three-dimensional world. There are multi layers in the world, in the universe. Then, third dimensional world of Earth. This is a training ground for widths, depths, and heights. But if you die, once you go to fourth dimensional world, post-humus realm. This world is not like heaven or hell, but this includes one of the sects of this world is called hell. But I will tell you later, hell is not eternal world at all. That is a kind of hospital, because in this world, the fourth dimensional world, people still not sure what's happening. Temporarily, they are going to the fourth dimensional world. Then, guiding spirits or your ancestors come to you to teach you what will happen after your death, and then guide you to the right place. So this is the fourth dimensional world. This also very temporary one, but includes the hell. In the hell, you can be accommodated by angels to cure yourself. So what you have been thinking, like a big, like afraid, or scared, or anxiety, sufferings. If you have, you can be accommodated in hell once. But if you realize I am a spirit, you can go back to like lowest heavenly world. That is called fifth dimensional world. Okay. Fifth dimensional world, realm of good. This world is the lowest heaven. If you realize only condition, if you realize that I am spirit, you can go back to this world. What I have been thinking is myself, and then at least you need to distinguish what is good, what is bad. So no matter what kind of religion you belong to, you can go back to this world. If you have a good mindset, if you can distinguish what is good, what is bad based on the perspective of God, Buddha, or Allah, whatever you call. Okay, so this world is the world of good. This is the very first step. Okay. Then, if you understand, so what is good, what is bad? Next measurement is here. Oh, sorry. All right. Six-dimensional world, light element. So, in this world, you can realize that what you dedicate is yourself. So, what is your aim? Is what you aim to be is yourself. So that's why many occupations in this world are the specialists, like scientists, the politicians, and the business people here in this world. They want to at least contribute to the human's happiness. So the starting point of love. That's why whenever you work in this world, you will regret if you cannot contribute to anyone, right? Just sit down, but someone give you money, you can eat, you can sleep, you feel happiness? I don't think so. Because human's nature is their spiritual instinct, want to contribute anyone, someone. Then you can feel relief. So there is a place in this world. There is a reason I am here. So that kind of feeling can makes you a bit happier. So this world, people in this world always try to contribute to others. I mean the starting point of love they experience. Then they try to do good work. So this is a six-dimensional light element. Then seventh dimension. Yes, but in this world, still they are looking into the wisdom like a student. So if you graduate this world, sixth dimensional one, you can go back to seventh dimensional bodhisattva element. This is really we want to aim to go. Because from fourth, fifth, and sixth, we just are learning a lot. But from this world, seventh dimensional world, you can focusing on giving love only. Only people who think of others have to go back to this level. So that's why, no matter what you believe, God, Buddha, Allah, if you work for others diligently and also focusing on giving love every day, and then actually save many people through your work, can go back to this world. So that's why even the business figure, like Konosuke Matsushita, founder of Panasonic, also did go back to this world. And some politicians also go back to this world. And also other religious people, the very famous monks, and also other religious people also went back to this world, seventh dimensional world. Please remember what distinguishes this world is whether you have deeper loving mindset. So let me show you one of the excerpts of the movie. Laws of Eternity. This shows you what is the
Behind
definition
this
of the
is
seventh
the
dimension.
seventh dimension, Bodhisattva realm. However, only those who possess the prerequisites of an angel can reach that stage.
Prerequisites of an angel.
Actually, from now on, you will all be given a task to accomplish. Each one of you will have to heal and cure 10 ill people.
That's the test of joining the angels. Well, isn't that right? I'm good at taking care of people, because I've always been looking after my grandfather.
Let's do it.
Up to the angels' world we go.
Ryuta!
Ouch!
We're back.
What's going on? Where are Ruta and Yuko?
They've gone to the angels' world.
Huh?
The two of you should wait here.
But what do you mean? Are you trying to tell us we failed the test? But we have really done our best.
Indeed, you did a good job, but were your intentions pure?
Hey, this one isn't mine. Oops, I'm really sorry. My mistake. Oh, come on, I'm doing my best. I'm tired. Now, we can enter the angels' world. I've done my best, so people should be thankful. I bet God will appreciate my effort. Then how about Ruta and Yuko?
The two of them were different. They had absolutely no thoughts about being appreciated or thoughts about being thanked. Helping others was natural for them. And that is the state of mind of an angel or a bodhisattva.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good, man. Very good. And Tishu, I'm going now.
I'm sure the next lecture later.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll come again. Okay. What time?
5.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then, what they did, you can understand now, right? And then what they intend is no thoughts, the two of them. But others have some expectation. That makes them impure, right? And then without thinking, without anything, expecting anything return, if you did good job, that is the mind of bodhisattvas. And it's obvious in the heavenly world. So that is the only way. Then you already knew, realize that. What is the measurement in the heavenly world? Only one measurement. That is loving mind. Yes. You will be measured by only loving ability. So how much you can love others without expecting anything in return. That will determine where you are going back. If the worst scenario is, if you always expecting the taking love from others, then you may go to hell because of that mind. Even if you have never done bad things, but your mind occupied by taking love, that vibration will take you to the heaven. But if you have mindset, at least giving love to others, if it's the smallest one, you can go back to the fifth dimensional world. That is, if you can love your family members and some friends, you can go back to at least like a dimension, that is fifth dimensional world. But if you have a mind to contribute to society, you can go back to sixth dimensional world. But if you have a mindset that can contribute to nation and the world, you can go back to angel's realm. That is seventh dimensional world. That is the only rule in the heavenly world, how to go back to heaven. So that's why this is a real world of love, seventh dimensional world. Everyone, please aim to be the bodhisattva angels who can give love without expecting anything return. So to do so, we give you the great opportunity in this organization, Happy Science. So Happy Science aim to make as many people as possible to be bodhisattva angels. So spiritual training, the real meaning of spiritual training is here. So then more upper world, the eighth dimensional world, Tathagata L. This world is filled with like archangels who work for God, and a new civilization. Okay, and ninth dimensional world, cosmic realm. In this world, there are many saints, giants, only 10 people. Jesus Christ, Shakyamuni Buddha, Moses, so called like Savior, ninth dimensional cosmic realm. This world, people in this world have the power to create a new civilization or a new world religion. like those people. Shakyamuni Buddha, Zeus, Jesus Christ, Moses, Confucius, Manu. Mohammed is the eighth dimension. Eighth. Because he's a prophet. He was. And then one of great figure, but he's in the eighth dimension. So, and then head of them, the creator, the world of creator, that is Elkantar, world of Elkantar. Here is that we call it Elkantar, real God, the creator. So there are people, there are those kind of words. All right? So please remember again, how you can develop is measured by only loving ability. That's why, as I told you already, only what you can be asked after this is how much you have loved, how much you have loved. And then they can see what you have thinking. So everything is revealed in front of angels and God. So please remember, that's why it is good things if you focus on loving others, contribute to others, dedicate your lives for the society and the country. So those things will be common sense, like this. As the soul evolves, it can enter higher dimensions, measured by love, only love, loving ability. That we should remember. The laws of same wavelength attraction is working between the spirit world and this material world also. So that's why if you focus on love, you can create great things. Then you can be appreciated by any people. But if you try to taking love and thinking only surviving, that is same as animal. So that's why you are surrounded by bad people. But if you feel you are surrounded by very bad people, that means now you have a very bad mindset. That is called taking love. But if you are surrounded by good people, that means you are a person who can give love. In this world, you are in heaven. So this world is not this world, like all the universe, governed by love. We call the source of love Elkantar. Okay, the higher you are going, the more love you can have, you can possess. So this is a golden rule we need to remember. And then hell is a very small world because it's a hospital. But there increase the number of people who have to go to hospital, even the temporary. So that's why I dare tell you, hell is not eternal world, but eternal punishment. So what you have been thinking manifests as it is. And then if you have a very bad mindset and anxiety and sufferings, occupy those things, so that becomes a hell. But if you realize that is a bad thing, and then if you try to delete such kind of thing from out of your mind, then you can, because of the same wavelengths, you can go back to higher world. So this is a good news for everyone.
Number 1 and 2 is hell, yeah? Number 1 and 2.
Well, between the 3 and the 4.
What's the one?
Lowest realm of fourth dimensional world.
1 and 2.
1 and 2, one is just a dot. And the second is like lengths. And the third one is heights, widths, and depths. Do you understand? Yeah, the three-dimensional world. Okay, in the fourth-dimensional world, difference between third-dimensional world and the fourth-dimensional world. In this world, time is different, right? But in the other world, fourth-dimensional world, time is not different. So that is very relative. So, but anyway, hell is in the very depths of the fourth-dimensional world. So the first-dimensional world is just a thought. That is the mathematics, right? In the physics, you can learn. Okay, the first dimensional world is just thought, and then second dimensional. First dimension, zero dimensional world is just a thought, and the first dimensional world is just a line, and the second dimensional world is a square or something, surface. Okay, and then third dimensional world is depth, width, and height. In the fourth dimensional world, depth, width, height, and time measured by that. Okay, you understand? All right. So there are layers in your mind also. If you study more, explore your right mind means from surface, then the more you look into the spiritual truth, you can develop your soul. Like the part of the fourth dimension in your mind start activating. And then if you try to develop yourself more with great love, fifth, sixth, the more you love others, the deeper you can dig into your mind and develop your soul and like let your mind active. So, and then if you focus on giving love only, you can find yourself as an angel in this world. So that's why there are people who seems like an angel, think of others' happiness only, work on that. They are successful to dig into the very deeper part of the mind. They activate their mind. Okay, now doing the small meditation. What kind of meditation we are doing now is so in this meditation, let's look into your mind and try to figure out which dimension your soul belongs to now. Okay, how you can understand giving love and the spiritual truth. So please relax yourself and loosen this. Put your hands on your lap with facing upwards. And make sure your back straight. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Please start deep breathe from your belly, not chest, from your belly. Breathing slowly through your nose. And breathe out steadily through your nose. Let the breath sink down into your stomach. Breathing again. And steadily breathe out. Repeat that several times. Now ask yourself, which dimension your soul belongs to? Look into yourself, very honest. Which dimension your soul belongs to now? Okay, please end the meditation. Thank you very much. So how was it? Maybe you don't understand where you are going, okay? But if you practice the meditation well and read master's books, you can understand where you are going to. So that is guidance. So please study more, okay? Then listen to the master's lecture again. Just a few minutes.
It's necessary to live in the spirit world for a certain time to master the laws for sure. Some lack in understanding the laws, although they live long in the spirit world. But at least they learn from their experience that if they think in a certain way, there will be a certain result. In 1997, Happy Science produced and released the movie Hermes Winds of Love. In this movie, Hermes set out to explore the spirit world. When he came to a lake, the fairy told him he could walk on water if he believed so. Hermes decided to walk and found he was able to walk over the surface of the lake. Later, when he dove into the water, he found that he can remain in the water without breathing. This scene shows how mystical the spirit world is. People who have just arrived in the spirit world are like student drivers until they master the laws. So they worry whether they can walk on water or whether they will die if they sink, and what it means to die in the spirit world. It takes quite a long time to master the laws of the spirit world. Usually it takes about 3 years to learn about the realm they have moved to. Then they begin to move around freely. Generally, shortly after death, the spirit first goes to a lower level than they eventually inhabit. In order to reach their true destination, it's necessary to graduate from this lower realm first. After death, they first go to the fourth dimension, where they meet friends, teachers, or neighbors who died before them. They live with these people for some time, but one day they somehow feel they don't belong there. Of course, some find quite suited in that lower realm. Those who are fully satisfied with the fourth dimension say, I can fly, I can walk underwater, what more could I want? And before long, they are reborn on earth. However, those who possess a higher spiritual awareness aren't just satisfied with that. They enjoy being reunited with their old teachers and primary school classmates, but they gradually realize that the level of thoughts differs from them. I can't say how long, but one day there will be the time to say goodbye. They leave the village and set out for some new form of spiritual discipline. At such time, a guiding spirit comes down from a higher realm to take you to the level that suits your development. When they become satisfied with the new world and get used to the laws of your new realm, you would think to yourself, there is not much more I can learn. It's time for you to be reborn on earth. However, people who move up to the fifth dimension from the fourth, they may say, there is something missing. It's not what I learned at Happy Science. There must be a brighter world. The people here are all very nice, but I can't find people with wings like angels of light. They begin to be frustrated a little. These people will set off again and ascend to an even higher realm. The higher one travels, the more things to learn. But eventually, everyone reaches a ceiling of learning and they realize they can't progress any further. The moment they realize this, they are reborn on earth again. People study in the spirit world for different periods of time, so the cycle of reincarnation varies greatly from person to person. Millions of people died during the World War II. People who died in war feel they could have lived longer and are unsatisfied, so they tend to reincarnate very quickly. People who die in helpless wars or natural disasters all feel that they wanted to stay on Earth a bit longer. They wish to live their lives over again, and so they reborn relatively quickly. In 1995, several thousand people lost their lives in the Great Hanshin earthquake in Japan. I'm sure many of them were unable to accept their sudden deaths. As a result, many of the babies born over the next few years will be reincarnations of the victims of that earthquake. In this way, people whose training on Earth was suddenly cut short may choose to continue studies in the physical world. rather than in the spirit world. Of course, there are those who are pleased to be back in the spirit world. When they find no more things to learn, they can return once more on earth. When you are reborn, you may say to yourself, I'm always born on earth as a man and I'm tired of it. So this time, I want to be a woman. In that case, you may choose to be born as a woman. It's more interesting to experience something new when we live on earth. The opposite is also possible. One who resents the prejudice they experienced as a woman may decide to come back as a man so that they can work hard. There are also people who regret having been born as a woman in their previous life, thinking, I wanted to be born as a man, but I heard there was a war brewing. And I didn't want to join the army, so I chose to be born as a woman. But the world is becoming more peaceful, so I want to be a man in the next life. As you can see, there are various cases of rebirth on earth. There are general basic rules that determine what we will be, but individuals can also choose with their own free will. If they wish to learn more, a path will open for them. If they feel that they have done enough and want to try something new, that too is possible. So life unfolds according to one's own desire.
Thank you. Yes. Do you understand what he means? Yes. Reincarnation is a great system to develop your soul from third dimensional world, fourth, fifth, sixth. Then please remember again, I will emphasize that we humankind come here to expand our loving ability. That is the only reason we are here. So the way to develop your soul means way to develop your loving ability. Then only what you will be asked the heavenly world is one question: how much you have loved, not how much you have been loved. That is a big misunderstanding for humankind. Almost all people thinks I will be rewarded by how much I have been loved by others. It's big misunderstanding. It's opposite. You will be rewarded by only point how much you have loved others. So this is the only point. Then if you can love only few people, you can go back to the fifth dimensional world. If you can love others like tens or hundreds of people, you can go back to the sixth dimensional world. If you love 1,000 or 10,000 people, you can go back to the Bodhisattva realm. That is the realm of angels. Then, if you have loved the millions of people and contribute to millions of people, you can go back to Tathagata world. That is eighth dimensional world. Create a new civilization. Okay, so and then if you love like hundreds millions of people or billions of people, you can become like founder of religion or civilization. So that is the world of Savior. So this is a golden rule. Always we need to ask how much you have loved. Through this system, reincarnation, you can expand your loving ability. Yes?
You said who is reborn in physical world?
Yeah.
Reborn in physical. You come back again.
Yes.
You die, you go to another.
Another
But
one?
if you want to come back again
Yes.
in physical world,
Yes.
who is parent of it?
Balance.
Parents, yeah.
Okay.
Mother,
All right. So parents, you mean?
yeah.
Parents. You choose.
Yeah.
You choose country, parents, siblings, all of them, all conditions, with asking your guardian spirits.
Or if you don't want to reborn to Earth, third dimension, you continuous reincarnation in dimension.
No, you cannot stay there because God always expects you to expand your loving ability. So in the heavenly world, there's no training because always you can live with loving people only. So then you cannot, that means you can be, yeah, imagine that. Like first 100 years or something, you can feel very comfortable because you are in the heavenly world. But imagine that 200 years, 300 years, just comfortable. Everyone can feel very bored. So that's why they themselves, no one forces you to go back, but everyone chooses to come here to train yourself because all people have an instinct to expand yourself, to develop yourself, improve yourself. That is spiritual instinct. Without exception, everyone has had. That's why you cannot stay in same place. That means very bored. That's why eventually you yourself choose this world to train yourself. Okay, I will go to train myself like that. You will decide that. So no one can stay. Doesn't mean like a force by someone, but you yourself and by your own will you choose to come here. That is a system because everyone want to be like God, love itself.
If you achieve in spiritual goal 8 dimension or 7, then you choose come back again.
Again, yes.
You will be higher, reborn in Earth again, but the spirit will be high.
Yeah, because they already, in the case of the seventh or eighth dimensional world people, like they don't need like a special training because they already graduated after seventh and eighth dimensional world. But under sixth dimensional world people, like fourth dimensional world, fifth dimensional world, sixth dimensional people, still in under the education, right? So compulsive education.
Let's
So-
do reincarnation in human,
Hmm.
not in animal. Like in human,
No.
Like in animal.
99.9% people are born again as human, but very rare case, 1 out of the 10,000 people come into this world as an animal because the educational system that they are, yeah, because under the sixth dimensional world, you have to talk with guardian spirits. What is the good for you? For example, in this world, you did robber. I mean, like a stolen something and kill people with bad purpose. Then to educate yourself, and then they sometimes choose animal body. But that is education and educate yourself to educate yourself. Okay, very rare case.
Because the reincarnation is Hinduism. So
No, not the Hinduism. Everyone without exception. But very rare case as animal. Okay, born as animal. 0.01% like that. Okay, you understand? All right. Then, yes, again, this one is a training ground, and then soul spends several decades in the physical body and return to spirit world, and they come again. Through repeating this system, reincarnation, we can educate ourselves and become higher ones, closer to God. This is a perfect system to educate yourself. Okay, you choose here by your own will. You choose your parents. You choose your country. You choose your circumstances. If you feel these are very severe, that means 2 patterns. One is you have a very big intention, like going to higher dimension through this life. That's why you got many homeworks in this world. Or another occasion, you did bad things before coming here in this world. That's why you feel very guilty. Once you go back to heaven after reflection, but still you feel guilty. That's why you try to cultivate your karma. So that's why you choose yourself very severe situation like that. The both possibility, but and basically no exception. You choose your family, you choose your country, you choose your circumstances to make you greater. Okay, this is the conclusion. Great loving mindset, not great status or great money. Okay, great loving mindset. That is the only aim for everyone through reincarnation. I'm talking about the system. And then, if you have any question after finishing this, we will have a Dharma talk from like five sharp. Okay, so come back here by then start talking, discussion, and the Q&A session. Okay, thank you very much. Take a bow. All right, thank you very much. So this concludes, but we will have a Zoom meeting after that. If you like, please join. Thank you.